Hey guys, Monique Leslie, Misfit Crafter here, bringing you a quick process video just to prep the covers for these traveler size notebook junk journals. Basically have everything pre-cut, so we're really just going to be just prepping them all. So I need to make 30 of these guys. So I pre-cut all the paper 8.5 by 8 and just scored down the middle. I'm missing a few, so I probably will be cutting some along the way. Right now I'm just going to go ahead and start by getting all of our corners rounded using a 1/2 inch side of the Big Chomp by We Are Memory Keepers, which is really nice because it punches through a lot of cardstock that's super thick, so I can get this process done much quicker. Quick tip, just making sure that when you do your corner rounding, make sure you have them nice and split to each corner. Tap them so that they make sure they line up. And now we're just gonna go ahead and use the pre-score marked areas. Like I said, I cut these 8.5 inches wide by 8 inches tall and just scored right down the middle of each one. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep scoring. All right, that's the last of the scoring. So giving it a good count, looks like I might be missing 3. So we're gonna make a few more here. So I'm just bringing out my multi-functional We Are Memory Keepers board and just picking out some papers to do at least 3 more covers, just in case if I miscounted. At least I won't be short for sure. At least I'll have at least 30 of them. All right, so we got all our papers picked out. We're gonna go ahead and just cut these down. Again, like I said, we're cutting these at 8.5 inches wide by 8 inches taller in height. All right, now that we have all those cut out, we need to go ahead and score, and we're going to be scoring at 4 1/4 on each of these, and then we'll just do the same thing, corner around them and fold them all down. All of our 30, or at least 30 made. I think I made 31, but now we're just gonna go ahead and add all the filler or the inside, and those are all cut 8 by 8 or folded in some sort of way to be 8 by 8 inches, and there are 11 inserts total. If you want, you can watch the video that was previously done live on how I cut down all the different types of papers and did all the different types of folding. Right here I'm just counting out 11. This one's like kind of a special 2-page. I'll show you how to put that one together. And we're just going to gather all our materials in the order that we like them, and then just kind of fold them up to make sure that they wrap around nicely. Now these two I'm putting aside, and I'll show you why, the way that I add them to the actual paper. So all I'm doing is gluing the 2 ends, or you can glue them completely down, but I want to make a very slight little pocket or little tuck area on the side. So I'm just putting some glue on each end of this paper. I'm just going to adhere it to the other paper, which will make a page on the other side, but give me a little tuck spot right there. Then we're just going to add some more papers in just to fill this guy up. and then we'll go ahead and add that other single-sided paper to the other side now. So we have another tuck spot, but basically it completes like one whole full insert, I guess you can call it. Again, if you watch the previous live video from this one, it shows you how I cut all of these down, all the different sources that I got the paper from, how I folded them, figured out measurements. Not everything is exactly 8x8, but it's either 8x8 or under. And we got our last page here. We're just gonna make sure that's nice and creased, and then make sure everything fits nicely in our journal. You just wanna make sure you get a really good crease down with your bone folder and gather all your materials. Just one more check to make sure everything's centered the way I want it. And we're just gonna go ahead and put that together now. So I'm just gonna cut off the very, very little bit on the end. I don't mind it sticking out on the top and the bottom. I don't like it sticking out on the side, so that's why they're 8x8. So they're full from top to bottom, but they tuck in a little bit on the edge. So here I'm getting, this one is actually made by We Are Memory Keepers, but I forget what brand this stapler is actually sold under. But you can find it in the like poster board section of Michaels. And what this is like it has 3 different size staples or staplers that are magnetic so that you can center anywhere you want. And right here, this is just a little magnetic guide, and it has 2 arrows. Kind of hard to see on camera, so I apologize, but there's 2 arrows on the side of the guide that show you where the center is, and you just kind of punch it down. There's another line on the side that, if you're able to see it, it helps line up a little bit more. And you kind of just got to fuss it around so that the magnets are strong enough to be centered, because sometimes they wobble a little. For the most part, they're not bad. And right here I'm using the medium-sized stapler, and underneath there's a little dial to change the little plate that's underneath so that you're able to make sure that you're using it for the medium-sized stapler. So you got to make sure that you change those things. What's cool is underneath there's actually a little like compartment to hold a few staples, but it's nice because the magnets are pretty powerful and they are going through everything. Right here I'm just smashing down some of the staples that are sticking up a little bit. I always like to make sure they're not going to snag somebody. And then once again, just folding everything down, checking out the inside. We just want to make sure that everything got folded down nicely. And I just go in there and fold down all the pages so they're nice to turn with whoever decides to take this home with them. You see some little nice tuck spots now and some flip outs that you can do whatever you want with on here. All right, so once all of that is all nice and gathered, do a little quick inspection, check it all out. It came out really cute. I really like these. So I'm making 30 of these to post on my shop. If you want to head there, it's misfitcraftermenagerie.com. And then I like to cover the staples with a little bit of washi tape. And right here, all I'm doing is adding this ink so I can see where the center is under the washi tape. So I'm just adding some washi tape right there just to add a little more cuteness, but like I said, also just to cover the staples. I don't always cover my staples, just sometimes. I figured the whole theme of every single one of these has washi, so I decided to make sure that every single one of these in this batch has washi down the staples. On some books I actually put them on the inside too, and I just burnish it down to make sure that washi is nice and good, and I also tucked it under to make sure it's good. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed.